Hello and welcome to this whiteboard lesson. Here we'll be talking about an organization chart. Now, an organization chart is one of the most important things you need to do in order to create what I call a stand-back business, which is a business that can operate like a well-oiled machine without having a specific person, quite often the owner or anyone within the company, running the whole show. So you probably think when I say organization chart, you think about complicated like tree that has many positions and so on, which indeed is the definition of an organization chart, and indeed is how I started creating a stand-back business, was to create a chart that would reflect how we would operate sometime in the future once we are a big company. I do, however, think there's a much easier approach. It's more down to earth, something that any business owner can adopt almost straight away. Actually, I don't see any reasons why it couldn't be adopted straight away. So the easiest way to start is to follow your fulfillment process. So from the very beginning, when a customer finds out about you as a company, sends an inquiry, places an order, and then you make the thing that has been ordered, or you fulfill the thing if you're a delivery company, or you process the thing if you are a service company, and then you end the project. So the easiest way to show that is by using a funnel. Now, funnels have always been used for sales. It's called the sales funnel. But I actually thought that this is a great tool to create your organization chart. Indeed, the upper part is the sales team, which I'll just write as S, and then you have your fulfillment departments. I will base this example on one of my businesses, the steel business, where we have three more departments. It is the design department, then we have production, and then we have logistics. Within each of these departments, you need different positions. So like with sales, we have people responsible for inbound traffic. We call them pushers. It could be, I don't know, lead generator, and many other probably names that you could use, but basically the pusher. And within those departments, we have CS, which is a customer service representative, the person that is the first point of contact within the company. And then we have estimators. Next, in the design department, we have designers. In production, however, we have quite a few positions. So we have a person preparing plates, we have a person operating CNC machines, we have our welders, we have our painters. There's also always like a laborer, someone who helps out with, we call it internal transport. So you basically have to list the positions there and also assign a number. So if you have, I don't know, 5 people working on a specific process, then you obviously need to have 5 of them. And then for us, logistics, they are our drivers and our trucks. And that's about it. So from order till fulfillment, we follow this process. Now, on top of it, every company has other positions, which quite often, by the way, are referred to as rubbish positions, because the people that are involved in the fulfillment process, they feel the need for the company to employ them. They are hands-on, they create the stuff that the business sells. What they don't know, on the other hand, is that without the support team, they wouldn't have a job in the first place. So it is actually a sort of like a machine. Every part is necessary. You can't just take, I don't know, a cylinder out of a car and expect it to work. They all work together. So there's the GM position, which is obviously the general manager. That is a must. You then have positions like the finance person. It could be a bookkeeper, it could be an accountant. You don't necessarily have to have them in-house if you're a small company, but the larger you get, the more it is recommended you actually have one, because you really need to stay on top of your finances And please watch my other whiteboard lesson about finances, where I give you a very easy tool to implement in order to make sure you stay on top of your financials without the need of relying on profit and loss and other statements, because they are lagging reports. They are from the past. What you need is a live way of tracking your performance. Next, there is marketing, and you could have it outsourced, but I really recommend you have it in-house. There's nothing like a person who is there every day, who feels the company, understands what is happening. The message will be totally different, and ideally if this person sits together or very close to the sales team, because they both have the same KPIs, yet they very often can't quite communicate with each other, because marketing pushes out for new leads and sales doesn't want to be overwhelmed with leads. So there's always a bit of a battle, but it's a very healthy battle. But you do want them together just so they don't get siloed away, because that is when disaster can strike. So we have finance, we have marketing. Then the other position that you do need is an administrative associate for all the tasks that just have to be done, either repairing machines or getting vehicles taxed, MOT'd, serviced, all the paperwork, I don't know, renewing licenses, renewing payments, services. There's a long list of things that just have to be done, and it can't be the GM doing them, because then the GM won't have a sort of bird's eye view on the whole company. So you do need someone in the office to help out. And I also recommend having an HR person, although this is a bit of a question mark, because again, it depends on the size of your company. If you are a small company, then obviously recruitment is done by the people within the company, quite often you, the owner or the GM. But actually, the moment you can afford to have someone full-time as HR, then do it, because that person will be finding the best talent for you, and with the best talent you won't have to worry about all the daily issues that pop up, and then you get frustrated because you just think, well, how could someone do it this or that way, and so on. So if you get the right people, then it's just an easier journey. So this is a very basic example of how you could introduce an organization chart within your business. It's not overcomplicated. Everyone can understand it. As you can see, we know that this is the fulfillment process. These are the support positions, and that's it. Nothing more. It's as simple as this. What you might want to do next is specifically write down the number of people required for each position, and also if you want to grow, and let's say you want to increase from 60 projects per month to, let's say, 100, and I'm specifically giving an example in numbers of projects, because then it relates to any type of business rather than any financial KPIs. Then you have to ensure you have enough people in this department in order to be able to serve 100 projects. You need enough of various operators in production to then be able to fulfill 100 projects. And also in your final department, whether it's just packing or whether it's just sending out the product as an email, whatever it is, you have to have enough resources to be able to handle the increased number of projects. So that is why when looking at it straight away, you know that, okay, if we want to go from 60 to 100, we need to allocate more resources. And this is the joy of running a business. It's always a balancing act. If you just go crazy with employing people and making sure you've got enough employees for growth, then before you actually grow, you might be out of business because the overheads will kill you. On the other hand, if you have more inquiries and you can't really handle them, then your reputation might take a knock, because customers will be saying, well, yeah, I sent this inquiry and I didn't get a response for 3 days, and so on. So I know it's tricky. It's quite difficult getting it exactly in balance, so you employ enough people just about right with the demand. But that's the fun of running a business. No one said running a business is a smooth ride. It's definitely a bumpy ride, but it is an enjoyable ride. So I hope this helps, and if there's anything you'd like to ask, or maybe you've got a better idea for your organization chart, then please share it with me. And obviously, please subscribe and please visit my website, askmichaelk.com.